happy Monday. Erica Kirk, man, she really is just the moment. The speech that she gave, everybody was just wowed by her.
Candace Owens just lit up the internet with an accusation so explosive it's tearing the entire story apart. For days, the world saw Charlie Kirk's wife as the devastated widow, clutching onto the image of a tragic loss. But now, Candace has tossed gasoline onto the fire, hinting that we've all been deceived. She isn't simply questioning the official version, she's pointing straight at the person closest to him, suggesting betrayal at the deepest level. Suddenly, the whispers online have shifted. Before we continue, if you are new to this channel, please subscribe. 90 or a percent of watch without subscribing, it costs you nothing, but makes a huge difference to us. And make sure you watch till because I have a leaked video to show you. Let's continue. She no longer is the focus on some mysterious figure in the shadows. The suspicion now lingers inside his very home. Insiders are buzzing about strange inconsistencies, suspicious timing, and hidden motives that scream of secrets buried behind closed doors. And with Candace Owens openly challenging the wife's story, the internet is spiraling into chaos. What once looked like a political tragedy is now unraveling into a shocking tale of deceit, heartbreak, and betrayal, with the grieving spouse painted as a possible suspect. It's a twist that flips the entire narrative upside down. The betrayal theory is spreading like wildfire, drowning out every other explanation. And now, the burning question is unavoidable. Was Charlie Kirk's downfall the result of a political hit job? Or was the deadliest dagger hiding in the one place he should have been safest? His own inner circle? That's the chilling question rattling every corner of social media tonight. For they know not what they do. I forgive him. Those three haunting words are echoing across timelines like a siren in the dark. The chaos after Charlie Kirk's sudden death has already been jaw-dropping. Twitter wars, friendships collapsing, people losing their jobs, even students suspended over posts about the shooting. But this next twist? It's the wildest chapter yet, and nobody saw it coming. Word on the street is that while police already have a suspect in custody, a second name has begun to surface, and it's the last one anyone expected. Charlie's own wife, the woman the world pictured shattered, inconsolable, and broken by grief, is now being whispered about as a possible suspect. The suggestion is ice cold. Could she not only be mourning, but maybe, just maybe, be involved? As soon as that detail hit the web, the internet went into full-blown meltdown. And then Candace Owens caught wind of it, and she went absolutely nuclear. On September 18th, Candace detonated social media with an Instagram story that might be her most explosive yet. In it, she flat out alleged that the FBI is covering up key details surrounding Charlie Kirk's shocking death. According to Owens, there's no other explanation. This wasn't just a killing, she claims. It was a federal conspiracy.
All right, you guys, we're going to jump right into this with no introduction. There's a lot that I would like to speak with you guys about. Can't wait to hear your feedback. A lot of lies that are being put out there, narratives that I would say are half-truths or just misrepresentations entirely.
That statement alone sent shockwaves through every corner of the internet. But Candace didn't stop there. She plunged headfirst into speculation, casting herself as a digital detective on a mission. She urged her millions of followers to send in tips, even asking if anyone had witnessed suspicious activity tied to Kirk's death. At this point, it wasn't just a hashtag anymore. It had become a full-blown online manhunt, and the noise was only growing louder. Not long after her explosive claims, Owens revealed that students at Utah Valley University had sent her a photo of someone they believed was connected to the shooting. But then came a twist so bizarre it split the internet in two. Owens latched onto a wild theory circulating on X, and it went viral instantly. According to the rumor, a private jet departed Provo just 1 hour after. Charlie Kirk was shot. What made it even more chilling? The plane reportedly switched off its ADS-B transponder mid-flight. Aviation experts were quick to point out that planes don't just do that. Shutting off radar tracking in midair is practically unheard of, and in some cases, flat out illegal. The insinuation was terrifying. This wasn't some random glitch. It could have been the shooter's escape plan. Owens wasted no time amplifying it, blasting the theory across both Instagram and X, and sending the internet into another frenzy.
And I don't really see the reason for that. First and foremost, to let you know, last week was not a dream. Charlie Kirk my friend is dead. And he was publicly executed. I want to make that clear. Charlie Kirk was publicly executed before the world.
Planes are never supposed to turn off their radar, Candace declared, pouring gasoline on an already raging fire. To back herself up, she even posted what she claimed was a message from an aviation insider, confirming the jet hadn't been following standard flight protocols. That single post sent social media into absolute chaos. Her supporters rallied behind her, praising her for exposing what the mainstream media refused to touch. But critics weren't having it, slamming her for spinning wild conspiracies and exploiting Kirk's death for clout. Yet while the online shouting match reached fever pitch, whispers behind the scenes were drifting in a far darker direction, straight toward Erica Kirk, Charlie's wife. According to Street Chatter, investigators are now quietly circling her as a potential person of interest. Why? Because her behavior after the shooting has raised more than a few eyebrows. First, Erica vanished from social media. Entirely. A move completely out of character for someone usually so vocal. Then came her cold, almost mechanical public statement. Instead of heartfelt reflection on her husband's life or legacy, she delivered a detached address that struck many as unsettling. That speech didn't silence suspicion, it amplified it. And it left the public asking a chilling question. What exactly is she hiding?
On the cross, our Savior said, "Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do." That man, that young man.
Erica's public words didn't sound like raw grief. They sounded cold, distant, almost detached. And just as whispers about the couple's shaky finances and rumors of heated arguments began to swirl, speculation exploded. Was Erica really just a grieving widow? Or something far more complicated? Candace Owens seized the moment and cranked the conspiracy dial to full blast. Online, she declared, "I've just spent hours piecing together the timeline of Charlie Kirk's death, and I now fully believe this was a federal conspiracy. There is no other explanation. They are lying about Charlie's assassination." That bombshell hit timelines like a grenade. And while Owens had no hard evidence to back up her stunning claim, it didn't slow her down one bit. The posts ricocheted across the internet, pulling millions into the storm. The irony? Candace and Charlie had once been inseparable. Political allies since 2017 when she joined Turning Point USA. She even called him like a brother. But by late 2023, cracks were showing. Owens' criticism of Israel during the Gaza conflict caused a rift so deep it shook conservative circles, eventually pushing her out of the Daily Wire by March 2024. And now, less than a year later, she was at the center of the biggest political murder conspiracy of the decade, not just pointing fingers at the government, but casting suspicion on those closest to Kirk. Then came the funeral. What was expected to be a solemn tribute at State Farm Stadium in Glendale turned into a lightning rod. Thousands filled the arena. Cameras flashed. Figures like Tucker Carlson and Erica Kirk delivered emotional tributes that left the crowd buzzing. But one face was missing, Candace Owens. She later admitted on X that she hadn't been there at all. Instead, she posted a cryptic update about attending Mass, taking her kids to see the light of the world and hearing tributes from afar. That post set timelines ablaze. Critics noted she was watching from her living room while the country's most powerful conservatives filled the front rows. And then, on her podcast days earlier, Owens dropped a bombshell. She claimed she hadn't even been invited. According to her, Erica Kirk and Turning Point donors had deliberately iced her out. The optics were brutal. A woman who once called Charlie like a brother was now on the outside, throwing shade at the inner circle. And Candace leaned right into it, joking that maybe skipping a feds-organized public event was a good idea while she blasted her headphones and listened to Yeah. That sarcastic jab had people gasping. Suddenly, the feud between Owens and Erica Kirk was center stage. Some painted Candace as a truth-teller, frozen out by the establishment. Others accused her of hijacking a funeral to fuel her brand. And then, another twist. Reports surfaced that Charlie Kirk's own parents had begun privately questioning Erica's innocence. Imagine that. Your in-laws quietly wondering if you had a hand in your husband's death. Sources claim the Kirks even limited direct contact with Erica, speaking only through intermediaries. That revelation detonated like a bomb, fueling hashtags like #OurJusticeForCharlie and #OurEricaExposed. The grieving widow narrative shattered further. With every new whisper, every comment from Candace, every rumor about Erica, the fire grew hotter. Erica's family rushed to defend her, insisting she was no villain, just a widow crushed by grief and unfairly dragged through the mud. But the internet didn't care. Every silence looked like a confession. Every deleted photo was a red flag. Threads on Reddit and X dissected her every move, from her robotic speech to her sudden disappearance from social media. Even mainstream outlets, careful to frame it as internet chatter, couldn't resist amplifying the theories. Meanwhile, allies of Charlie like Pastor Rob McCoy stepped in, rebuking Owens directly. He reminded the world that Charlie never spoke poorly of her, even when they disagreed, and urged Candace to honor her late friend with dignity instead of gossip. It was a sharp rebuke, but if anyone thought it would silence her, they were dead wrong. Candace doubled down. She warned her followers to be suspicious of anyone shutting down questions about Charlie's assassination. Then she dropped yet another bombshell, alleging that billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman had personally threatened Kirk weeks before his death. Ackman swiftly denied it, calling the claim reckless. But by then the damage was done. Candace's theories had crossed into mainstream coverage, forcing even major outlets to ask, was she uncovering truths or dismantling the memory of a man she once called her brother? Inside the Kirk family, insiders described heated arguments, some urging Erica to fight back, others warning silence was safer. The family was unraveling in real time. Mourning had collided with politics, betrayal, and conspiracy. And at the center of the storm stood Candace Owens, relentless, controversial, and determined to keep the questions alive. So where does this saga go from here? Is Erica Kirk an innocent widow, destroyed by hysteria, or is she hiding secrets the world isn't ready to face? Has Candace Owens gone too far, or is she the only one brave enough to pull back the curtain on a federal cover-up? One thing is certain, this isn't just a tragedy anymore. It's a war over truth, legacy, and survival, playing out in front of millions, and the ending hasn't been written yet. What do you think? Is this all smoke and mirrors, or are we watching the biggest political scandal of the decade unfold in real time? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single twist in this unbelievable story.